Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is many a true welcome to Golf Club Wasteland, and I know what you're thinking. John, did you play the post-apocalyptic golf game purely so you could use the pun Fallout 4, which by the way is a perfect pun, so congratulations. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a consideration. But this is a rather interesting little thing I've stumbled across here, because this isn't just a post-apocalyptic golf game, it's also a narrative post-apocalyptic golf game. And that's something rather weird and wonderful, isn't it? So, what's going on here? Would you believe humanity's managed to blow up Earth? Because when in a video game does humanity not manage to blow up Earth? But don't worry, some of us got over to Mars where we now all live in Tesla City, which I'm sure isn't itself a complete and utter cocking nightmare. So, what's this guy doing back on Earth? Well, as you may have guessed, he's come back to play golf in the ruins of civilization. But what actually happened to Earth? Who is this guy and why has he come back to Earth? Well, in order to find that out, we need to play golf. You see, every single hole has par. If you can get par or better, you start unlocking entries in your diary to learn more about who this guy is. So if you just want to play a nice bit of golf, go right ahead, but you might not get the full story. So, okay, let's dive in. So on this occasion, yes, nice simple thing to start us off here. It's just a nice simple 2D, choose your angle, choose your power sort of a business. If you wasted your childhood like I did with 2D tank games played on QBasic, and blimey am I showing my age there, then this should be no trouble for you whatsoever. Just pick a good angle, pick a whole bunch of power, and let her rip, and we probably can't get ourselves a hole-in-one. No, that's just too far away. Unless there's upgrades, I don't know. What I really want, however, is, 2. If I can get about 2, that should be about marvellous. So, okay. Given I got that much distance on pretty much full power, honestly, I can go pretty close to full already. So, about... that should do it. And... nice little chip-in, I will say. So as a result of that, welcome to the Wasteland. My legs are numb, I'm too old for these trips. 54.6 million kilometers to play a game of golf. I share nothing else with these idiots from Tesla City, so, okay. Whoever this guy is we're playing as, he's not so keen on the other people who made it to Mars, whoever they are, precisely. So that moves over to hole number 2, but in order to unlock the diary entry there, 3 strokes. So, okay, give me hole number 2, and we'll see what's going on here precisely. So, aha, things getting a bit more interesting. Now we've got a hill. So, really, just want to roll it down the far side of the hill, if at all possible. So, maybe a nice high little chip about there. That's looking good. That's looking good. Hole in one. Okay, as I say, I wasted a bit too much time as a child with 2D tank games in the old computer lab. So, yeah, that's what we had before everyone had their own computer and laptops, by the way. You went to school, you had a computer lab. It was very exciting because people didn't really have a reliable internet at home. So, yeah, the computer lab at school, that was pretty exciting. And some people, they had QBasic. And the real cool kids, they actually had good quality games like Dynamite Man. And whatever the spaceship and tank one was called, I've forgotten. But yeah, there's also another little story going on with this guy right here. It became my habit to watch them play from behind the fence. So, okay, possibly this guy, before he evacuated to Mars, yeah, used to watch people play golf. He came back to do it himself, perhaps, who knows. Though, okay, onwards to the outskirts of Alphaville. And oh, flip me, we've got ourselves water hazards. Love it. Can I clear that? No, hang on, there's... oh. Can't help but notice there's a person in the background. Also, radio nostalgia. Yes, there's just a radio station from Mars.
Speaking of requests, please follow habitat protocols for sanitation. No liquids other than bodily in the main bin, including pee. Some of you don't like it, but all water is recycled, so pee into the funnel installed next to your toilet, please. Speaking of pee and poop, we recently welcomed our first official little Martian to the colony, and our next caller, Sophia, tells us what it's like to be a new mother on Mars.
Radio changer from Mars.
I'm so happy we moved to Mars. It was a project I funded from the very beginning. I knew it had potential and I trusted the amazing team working on it. As angel investors, my husband and I got early placements in the ARC ship. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to further human survival in our solar system. Speaking of the human project, I have some exciting news. Just a week ago, we welcomed our baby boy into the world. Words cannot express how overjoyed we are at welcoming little Maxim. Putting him to bed reminds me of my parents. From our window here in Tesla City, we can see the Earth, tiny enough to fit in Maxim's hand. It pains me that my child might never experience the beauty of my home in the Hamptons. The nature, coastline, the old lighthouse, and the food, the houses of our friends, our evening parties, full of life compared to this barren, rugged terrain. I send my little Martian to sleep with a lullaby my mother sang for me. Thanks to these songs, I'm able to retain, at least on a rudimentary level, my mother tongue. She sang like this.
So yeah, you just get these little radio interludes from Radio Nostalgia up on Mars that I'm picking up back on Earth. Though, I'll admit, the story in that last area began with I watched them through the fence. Now, is that a real person in the background, or am I starting to, imagine my own past here? There's some weird narrative stuff going on. So yes, protective suits, giant insects with jetpacks, that's pretty much what's going on with me. Yes, so, okay. Hang on, back to the diary for a second. So the diary entry for radioactivity, here I am, so many lonely, guilt-ridden years have passed. So he's been on Mars for some time. It's been a while since he's been back. And then Alphaville. There's Alphaville. Should stop by Jean-Luc's for a warm croissant and espresso. Did I see someone move on that fence? Okay. That wasn't a memory. Or maybe I'm starting to see things. The shock of coming back. Okay. I'm starting to hallucinate a bit. So, 2 strokes in Hazy Dreams gets me 1 entry. 3 gets me another. So, okay. In that case, we want to do this properly. Reset the level, please. I need to get just the right angle to, get over that, but not to go over the far side. So, go. And that was nearly a hole-in-one. Okay, that's a good spot. So, why on earth did you just go, oh, that was really good? Well, I suppose it could have been a hole-in-one, I'll give ya. So, just give it a little bit of welly. Not too much. That should be plenty, right? That was, almost too much. But we got what we needed. So, got the new diaries. Moving on to burn bridges. Once they spotted me and tried to hunt me down. Okay. This must be before the apocalypse. Now he's come back to do it himself. And, oh, blimey, that's a bit of a gap. Sure we can clear that. Okay, let's just see if we can just, with about 45 degrees, get over that. And just... Okay, now a good long little lob should get us in. Just not too far, or we will go off the other side. So about... That should be fine. That might have been a bit too... That was too much! Darn it, that was really too much, actually. Okay, let's try that again. Though first, Hazy Dreams. I have to stay on the golf course. The corporation will be suspicious if I roam off. And a couple of golfers disappeared. Better stay safe. I'll break my neck on shipping containers with these mutant seagulls on drugs. Okay. So, the corporation, which is not named, but the city we come from is called Tesla City, or Teslaville, or something. So, I think we all know what corporation it is, game. There's no need to be coy. They'll be suspicious. Okay. Almost feels like he's not just here to play golf. He's here for another reason. The golf game might just be an excuse. Okay, we don't need to be completely 45 degrees. Something a tiny bit further up might get me a bit closer, and that's really nice. That's really nice right there. Okay, we're doing good. Hello, Radio Nostalgia. I like this guy. He's got a very relaxing voice.
Life passes quickly, indeed. Another blast from the past, reminding us to savor each moment as it flies by. Speaking of savoring things, the Health and Well-being Department would like us to remind you that the popping and fizzing noise your dried food makes when you're adding water is perfectly normal and does not mean it has gone off or is contaminated.
Okay, now we're getting into some interesting ones here. There's more than one path to go, so... Alright, I can't get over that, but... 1 to there, 2 through the window to get down over to there, 3 up to here, 4 to here, 5 to here, 6 in, maybe 7 if I'm unlucky. But there's also a high route. So that's going to be more like 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5. That's got to be easier. Rather, it's got to get me a better score. Whether it's going to be possible or not. Okay, not if I do that. Hang about. Let's try this again. Okay, I might be getting a bit ambitious here, but I'm sure it's fine. Okay, that's good. Right up there. Next up, we just need to take out the seagulls. Hitting those small platforms is going to be interesting, but what can you do? About there. That just sees off the seagulls. Lovely. So, okay, that's 2 strokes. Next over to... yeah, more like over to here. And then... oh! Okay. It bounces off the arm. So now I just need to get as high up as we can as fast as possible. So go! Right up to there. Lovely. That's, what, 4? 4 strokes, I think. But don't worry. Par on this course is 12. So we're kind of doing okay. So straight up to about there-ish. Just on. Now I just need to, just yet, give it a very gentle tap over the edge. But it's got to only just... go over the edge. So go, and that was maybe too much. Okay, so worst of both worlds, basically. But we'll see what we can do. And come on. Alright, that's looking good. That's looking pretty good. From there, we should be able to get straight up onto the giant weird hand. There's Greek script in the background over there with the theta. Go. Just up and oh, darn it. If it hadn't been for the bird mess, I wonder if it's sticky. Bird mess might be sticky. I'm not sure. But okay. Just a little bit to put her in. And boom. That should be enough, right? And yeah, we've definitely got 2 stories at once. The story when it introduces the hole, that's actually, yeah, the story from the past. Or somebody else's story. This was strange. This one, he played alone. Oh. Hang on. Yeah, this is someone else's story. This is the story of somebody watching me. Right, diary entries I've already got, by the way. No one has the guts to say it. We all know that half the Mars population is on those OMAS pills. People just can't cope. And I found a book. Keep Ithaca always in your mind. Ithaca. Okay. So, Mars might not be the utopia that the people there want to believe it is. And maybe Earth isn't quite so in ruins as we thought. Because either I'm hallucinating or somebody was watching me. Or someone is watching me. Someone's watching me right now. We're getting their story at the start of each hole. Right, back to this and... okay, we have got... ooh, okay, we're getting into cocking trick shots at this point. So... okay, there's... right, traffickers... no-cost labour providers. Right, okay. Earth was also a nightmare. Earth was a nightmare too. Got it. Lovely. So, okay, we've got to get out of here. Clear that. Get over to here. And keep an eye out in the background for... ooh. I don't know what those things are called. But, like, they're used in war. So, possibly it was a war that blew up the world. Who cocking knows. So, okay. If I get the ball right about there, it might bounce off and end up top on the right. And boom! Flippin' nailed it. No, stop there. Stop there. With this altitude, we might be able to clear it.
Well, what can I say? No wonder that song got into her head. But with a little help from some friends, she pulled through. Another thing that can get into your head is living conditions here on Mars. Life up here on Mars can get a bit overwhelming at times, so along with a soothing OMAS drink, no stress, no fuss, it bears mentioning that wellness counseling is mandatory for all team members, regardless of rank or tenure. The wellness sessions are completely confidential and anonymous, but do remember that all conversations are monitored and recorded for security reasons, and you must have your ID badge and sectional access pass visible at all times.
Okay, so yeah, things might be a bit nightmarish on Mars too. So regret is unbearable, they didn't let me go back for her, perhaps I could have done something, stolen a ship, and flown back. There's no excuse really, we're always responsible. Okay, I'm guessing I came to Mars, but I left somebody behind. But next I'm aiming for, 7 strokes ideally with where I am. And the person watching me wants to tell me a story over the coming areas. I've also got, lots of missiles in the background. There was definitely a big old war. So, you do get a surprising amount of narrative. Somebody's watching me and telling a story. I've got my own story. Lots of little stories on the radio. Background story. It's very multi-layered. I rather like how much stuff is crammed into a fairly simple 2D golf game. So okay, just whack the ball hard as you can. Let's just move in the right direction though. Okay, we're trying to get uphill right now. Should be able to, get up to the top in one go. Just though. Oh! Not that much though. Water. Okay, slightly gentle angle. Stop! Gosh darn it. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, let's start again, and now know what I need to do. But then again, I might be able to make it to 7 anyway. Alright, just gentle. That's good. Stop right there. Chip it over the top, nice and gentle. Down towards the... Oh, so close. Okay, this is now 6, meaning I've now got to... Oh! Flippin' nailed it. I'm a genius at golf, as it turns out. So, a few years ago... the weather became severe. Yes, okay. So, this will be the story of somebody who didn't get to go to Mars. Meanwhile, my story is someone who did, but sort of regretted it. And need 3 strokes, wherever I am right now, in order to get the next. So, okay, there's... I don't know what that is, but fine. And we have got ourselves... Okay. Hang about. What's that? Oh! Pipe. There we go, got her. Took like 6 attempts, I'm going to be honest. And then, okay, that gets me straight through to the end. So I've now got 2 strokes to get her in.
The deepest tunes, the warmest memories. Radio nostalgia from Mars.
Well, that brings us to the end of the show. It's been a real journey. Music, stories, and memories. Radio Nostalgia from Mars has it all. If you want to be involved with RNFM, have a story to tell, a memory to share, contact us via the usual internet channels and leave a short message outlining your contribution. Once your story idea is vetted and greenlit by corporate, we'll track you down to organize a time to record you. Please note that not all stories are accepted, and we are not permitted to give out criteria, so stories and ideas are submitted at your own risk.
Okay, so what we're hearing is kind of propaganda. Gotcha. Also, the cows appear to be glowing, which is interesting. So, okay, what's going on here other than whack the ball as hard as you bloody well can? It's alright, just... Oh. Is that like sand? Okay, it's all sandy desert. Right, we're just introducing the concept of sand, and if you land in the sand, you can't get as much going forward. Gotcha. Step 1, don't go so far you go off the concrete. Just get to the edge of the concrete. That was way beyond the edge of the concrete, John. There we go. That is strike number 1. I am not in the sand. Now... in theory, from here, I might be able to actually, just clear the car and go most of the way to the next. That might be enough. So that's 2. Okay, so I've got 3 strokes remaining to get the 5. Just whack as hard as you can right over here and... okay, 3. If I just go for a nice little... Oh, no! That was too much. Darn it! There we go. Got her. That was in 5. Boom. And we were without food. The water made us sick. Okay, things went downhill fast on Earth. And better, we've got a lovely neon cow. Okay, so they did glow. The milk started glowing. Possibly for, you know, aesthetic reasons, like nuke quantum. Possibly because something radiation. I'm not sure. But, okay. We need to get over there. There's a massive ass arch here. Oh, we've got the radio too.
Please stand by for next transmission in 30 seconds.
That kid's following me. Okay, hang on. Why did that ball not count? What's going on here, precisely? Yeah, did the cow eat it? Also, the radio is starting to freak me out a little bit. 10 seconds to something nice and wholesome, right? Something super nice and wholesome. And I'm now on the top of the cow. Oh! The cow just got rid of my thing. Oh, I think we've just got repeats of radio nostalgia. Lovely. And oh my goodness, there's a giant giraffe licking water out of an old satellite dish. Oh, that's adorable. I love it. Also, yes indeed, I just spotted the person following me and I don't think it's a monkey. I think it's a person. I think possibly the people on Mars were lied to and told, oh yeah, there's no humans anymore, they're all gone, so we don't have to feel bad about the fact we just sort of left huge numbers of people down on the ruins of Earth. And also, my ramblings are getting a bit more weird. Arc de Triomphe, from Napoleonic bloodshed to my sex-fueled college semester in Paris, liberté, égalité, fraternité, a cow's udder is neon pink. Possibly some form of freeform poetry, I'm not sure. Also, 8 strokes. Okay, gotta get past the, yes, giant giraffe in 8 strokes. How precisely do we do that? I could go back a bit and then up onto the roof. Honestly, feels like the best option. Just to check, can I actually break down this here wood? I cannot, but the ball's now in. Okay, the ball's now so far back I might not even be able to get on the roof this turn. So, let me give it a go. No need to clear that. Okay, let's try again. Okay, just the tiniest little tap. Just get it over to. There we go. That's a really good spot right there. So, just zoom out a little bit more actually, and straight over the top. Just cleared it, which is precisely what I want. So, over the top of the diner. Now, I see there's, yeah, flames there, but I'm going to easily clear that. That's no problem. Then, oh, I'm kind of stuck in behind the satellite dish, and I'm guessing that's okay. Now I need to go a little bit more in this direction. Just a tiny amount. There we go. Just to clear that. This is number, what, 4? 5? And then just over the top. Okay, giraffe, do you care about the golf ball? You don't seem to. I think I've got, what was it, 8 for the diary entries? So, okay, we're doing okay so far. Just in over there. That was, oh, perfect chip-in. Spectacular. And as we've got OMAS-related propaganda coming in, 6 strokes on the next hole. Alright, we've got another story too. Let's see if we can, oh, so close. So close to nailing that, dear oh dear.
I nearly missed the boat to Mars. I mean, the rumours about something big happening in Alphaville have been floating for a few years, and of course it was impossible to separate fact from fiction. At that time, I barely made it through insurgent territory to this floating ghetto about an hour away from Alphaville by motorboat. I won't go into detail, but the crew I ran with bribed an outpost guard to go have a really long piss, while we used his comms to access their infranet. Their information turned out just as distorted as ours, but we found one channel that changed everything. Some bright spark in Alphaville had made colour-coded spreadsheets of shipping data a monkey could understand. Imports into Alphaville were off the charts, while exports had zeroed out completely. I mean, nothing was coming out, even on the black market, which incidentally was fully accounted for, meaning it had to be sanctioned all along. So we knew something was up. Of course, Alphaville media spun this situation heavily. The insurgents were blamed for everything, disrupting supply lines, stealing aid, and so on. But it was really Alphaville stockpiling on a scale unseen in modern history. What tipped us off that they were planning to leave Earth is what they were stockpiling. Fuel. Specifically, dinitrogen tetroxide. and hydrazine. Old school, but they're chemicals used as rocket fuel. They're easy to store, but they're highly toxic and require careful handling, which explained another gruesome discovery: the covert shipping and dumping of bodies. A lot of bodies. There were so many that some of those bodies had started washing up in our neighbourhood, so toxic even scavengers stayed away. Coincidentally, it suddenly became much easier to get a multi-day work pass into Alphaville. We were so hungry and focused on other resources, we didn't make the connection. We assumed the workers were skipping on the visa. In fact, I was planning to do the exact same thing. So actually, I lucked out. I'm a small guy, and Alphaville was so strapped for labour at that point that I was given an unscreened pass and ended up in heavy labour, moving enormous containers into storage with mechanical suits, but it didn't fit them, so I was just given a scanner instead and told to scan serial numbers all day. It was very hard to breathe, so I traded for a spare hazmat suit from a drunk guard and put it on. Not unusual at all to hang out all day in a hazy. Technically just walking outside required one those days. That's what saved me, twice. Whew. I mean, hindsight is 20/20, but those containers were the rocket fuel, and in no way was it being stored and transported safely. All those guys died, withered to skin and bone. Nasty stuff. Again, it was all hidden in plain sight. Hell, we were all skin and bone at that point. We just assumed everyone was starving. I only got onto one of the last ships up to Mars because I was in a hazmat suit and holding that scanner, which I think had stopped working within the first days of my assignment. I never told anyone, and no one ever asked. I guess I was confused with security or something. All I remember is being yelled at, rushed into a shuttle, and then everyone patting me on the back and calling me Scully, the name embedded in the biometrics of the suit. I never saw my crew or the sky again.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a better score in that hole. I want to actually get the things there, but okay, things were getting to be a bit of a nightmare. Surprised that one passed corporate propaganda approval. Oh, there we go. I got her. Got her in, and that's a hole in one. Boom. Okay, just nail the yellow and you're golden. And yes, indeed, obviously, the kid who's following me, his mother died soon after the Great Catastrophe, which I assume is war of some description. And we'll find out soon enough, because it would appear he's waiting for me. Sanitation is a much more complicated issue than we expected before we moved to Mars. Bows say more about a civilization than lofty proclamations. I make wine from my own recycled piss. Okay, so again, things might not all be roses and sunshine on Mars. Meanwhile, oh, bloody hell, 18 strokes for the diary, gotcha. So we got a nice big tank right here, so just got to get over the water. Then through the windows, there's going to be... Okay, I need to get the ball either into the elevator, presumably, or, ooh, down bottom. That gets me over to, well, to be honest, water, by the looks of it. That doesn't seem that useful at all. Then a series of islands, and finally, oh, the kid's gone. But he's getting more bold. Okay, so there's all sorts of different ways I could go. If I went up top, then I could just say, screw it, just try and clear the water as far as possible. But I just kind of want to see what happens with, yeah, the pipe at the bottom. That's going to be the easiest starting point. So, okay. I can't clear the water right now, so just up and just get nearby to it. What did I just say, John? Okay, just don't worry about score for the time being. Just get the ball nearby to the water. Okay, nothing too complicated there. And the sand. Okay, watch out, there's a tiny bit of sand right there. So, okay, just learn the area in case we can't hit bloody 18. Then we have got Hippie Van. Alright, so straight over the top of Hippie Van, we're going into the basement. So over the top, and straight in. Just a straight little tap should get this in, because if it just goes through the door, it can't miss. So just get over to about there. Nice little chip. In it goes. Because it looks like... Okay, so that pipe's just a trap. Got it. Marvellous. I love it. Right, through the window. Straight through to the elevator. And do I use the elevator? Yes, I use the elevator automatically when I step inside it. So just get into the elevator and we are golden. So from the elevator, if I just whack it, like, as far as I can, how far? John, there's not a door there. From the roof, let's just see how far we can get. If I just whack this, like about here, how does that do? And doesn't even reach the second island. If I go for an angle more like 45 degrees. Okay, I need to go for an angle maybe like 30 degrees just to island number 1. Okay, that gets me to island number 1. But, oh, bloody hell. Okay. Then it's just an island hopping. So, okay, let's try this again properly. Okay, I'm on stroke number 4, right there. And I'm on top of the van. That's got to be... Yep, there we go, though. Oh, no, no! Okay, might have overdone it to get through the window. But we're still in the right place, damn it. We're still in the right place. So, go. In, stop. Please officially be in the elevator. For the sake of elevator. Please be in the... Gosh darn it. Right, just give it the tiniest little tap. There we go. Right, get in the elevator. So what about, like, 7 or something right now? The door now does not open. So what I really want to do is either be confident I can hit the roof, or just knock it out of here. And, yeah, just the smallest amount. Just the tiniest tap. Okay, go. Perfect. I step out. Elevator navs off. Now, I should have, yeah, via the window right there, just a shot out. Now, it's going to take some time to get this right, but if I can just hit that island, so, okay, if I just go straight in about 30 degrees, go! That was actually pretty darn close, so maybe just a tiny bit further up to reduce distance. Okay, how about the same thing, but, like, less power? Just, like, less power. About there. And okay, so I'm on an island. So it's going to be, yeah, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say that. It's probably not going to be 1, 2, 3. But, like, you know, I can hope. About there. Okay, that's 1. I get to reset. So, okay, now we're up to 12. This last one's a little bit harder to hit, by the way. Go! Oh, flip me. Okay, it turns out I'm a genius at golf in the post-apocalypse. That's also really narrative. This shouldn't be too complicated now. Just straight over the top. And then straight over to here. That's officially beyond the end of the level. This is not the bit you're supposed to be fluffing, John. Go over the... John, this is not the bit you're supposed to be fluffing! Okay, hang on. How much do we have left now? 3 strokes to go. I just need to get it up. I just need to get it up and then, like, into a good position. About, like... There should do it. Go. Yes. 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 Okay. 2 strokes. It's got to go the tiniest amount of distance. But don't give it nothing, or it will fail. And John. John, don't you cocky dare. Don't you cocky dare, John. Don't you cocky... We got it. That was the 18. Bloody hell. Now we're going up to... Oh, blimey. Okay, things are getting really, really complicated at this point. So, straight down there, through to here. There's now... Oh, bloody cocking hell. Yeah, we're straight into just platforming, but golf at this point. Things are getting, yeah, complex, fast. And also, there's a button. Okay, let's just... get this first thing in, which is going to be challenging in its own right. Getting into the pipes is... There we go! First time. Okay, so... that gets me in. I mean... there's nothing to stop me. Just saying at this point, well, you know what? To there, to here, to here, to here, to here, to here, to in, and... Oh! Okay, sorry. That was just me coming in through the ceiling. It wasn't a plot twist. But I am curious what the button does. I do really want to know what the button does, yes. Gotcha! Okay, so that's where they were keeping the secret stuff. The aliens and the sharks. Gotcha. And that's going to get me straight up to... yeah, the top. But how does that... Well, actually, that might help me if glass is easily broken. Okay, this might be salvageable yet, though... Whether we can seriously get into that tube and still hit the, I think, 12 I need, I don't know. That looks good. Okay. There we go. There we go. It's all fine. Right, how many strokes am I on, by the way? 7! Okay, seriously? That's actually pretty good. That's way ahead of what we need. Okay, now we're going up top. And now I could just skip straight top. I've got 5 shots. It's all going to be fine. Okay, I've just got to clear the glass. Alright, just over the top of that. And in. Down. Do not fall. Do not fall. Stop, stop, stop. Okay, it's all fine. I've got plenty of strokes left. I just don't want to go off the far side, because if I do, there's going to be trouble. So about there. That's going to roll straight back down to me. I'm being overly cautious. I'm being overly cautious. Needs to be more like about that. No, John, stop! It's under control. Okay, wait. How are we doing in terms of strokes? Because I need... okay, I need to get this in 2 strokes now. That's going to be quite tricky, because if you do it this much, it goes a centimetre. And if you do it this much, it goes 10 million miles. So... I feel like a light chip's a better option. That was... okay. Just the slightest touch, but maybe more touch than you think is the slightest touch. We got it! Boom! Oh, flip, that was tense. Haven't seen a human face for years. Okay, so Earth isn't massively populated. The kid's mostly alone. Oh no, apparently I was a bit shy of one of them. I only get one of the diary entries, which was just a, yeah, reminisce about one of his favourite days. Maybe, yeah, the she who got left behind. And yes, indeed, this brings us to, oh, blimey hack. Okay, so water everywhere. I need to move from, yeah, balcony to balcony. But, this here is hole 17 out of 35. So we're maybe halfway through the game, though, to be honest, yes. The first holes take seconds. These take a lot more practice. We have got some guy who's come back to Earth, laden with regret. We've got a kid who's stalking me, who this guy doesn't even necessarily believe exists. We have got a nightmare on Mars, no one's really allowed to, yeah, talk about explicitly. And we've got an Earth that's exploded, and we still don't know precisely 100% why. So it's not really a golf game anymore. It's just like, you know, a physics puzzler with a really interesting multi-led narrative thing going on. Like, there's way more here than you'd expect. There's way more here than I expected, and I was going into it thinking this looked interesting. So, okay, if you want to know the answers to who this guy is, why he left whoever she is behind, who's the kid, are they going to meet, what happened to Earth, what's going on Mars, why is Tesla City such a nightmare, then link in the description below. This is a short game, but it's a cheap one too. It's a nice, solid, cheap, fun experience that's better than I expected it to be. Alright, some days that's all I want. That, and also it gave me the ability to make the pun Fallout 4. For that alone, thank you, Golf Club Wasteland. It is always nice to be pleasantly surprised by an indie game. Long may it continue. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been many a true nerd, and this has been Golf Club Wasteland. Thank you very much, and goodbye. No, okay, that would have been good if I'd actually hit the ball. And swing! Yes, yes, yes! That is the swing! That is the swing! Come on! Golf you! Oh, yes! Oh. I'll get you next time, golf.